one I watched was ties into your uh, sci-fi newfound sci-fi love, although it is in the universe that you don't like.
Yeah.
Star Wars Visions.
Yeah, when you say that though, like for me, is it a cartoon? That's what I think it sounds like.
Yeah, so it's a offshoot series of like Star Wars. So it's all these
Mm.
stories are set within the Star Wars universe. So you get lightsabers, you get Jedi's, and the the Sith and all the bad guys and stuff.
Mm.
But it's 9 episodes or 9 short movies basically. So they're like between 15 and 20 minutes. But
Okay.
they're all produced by a different anime, like Japanese anime studio.
Okay.
So what Disney have done is they've just said they've signed these different studios and said, "Hey, you make a Star Wars story. We don't care what the story is. It doesn't have to like tie in with any of the current Star Wars or future Star Wars or anything. You have all the tools to make it and make it in your style." So each episode is very different stylistically, but it does a really cool job of sort of these are the elements that we all know and love if you're a Star Wars fan. So you get there's one in particular that's all about like the lore of um lightsabers and like how the crystals and everything
Mm.
work. And yeah, like because they're in these different styles, it's like each episode feels super fresh and super like interesting to just break down visually.
That'd be pretty cool. It's like a social experiment almost, isn't it? Give people the same tools and then see what can be produced and how different they come out.
Yeah, like it's like I said, every episode is totally different. The first one is very like anime and like they've inserted like elements of like samurai and stuff into the Star
Mm.
Wars canon. So like some of the swords look more like Japanese katanas and long swords and stuff like that, which is really cool. Um, yeah, no, I like that they're self-contained. Like you watch a 13 to 15 minute episode, and it's like, yep, that's the whole story. That's sort of all I needed. I didn't need to watch all 9 of these episodes to get it.
And you can get
And
them in.
because
Is it like different? You just watch them in different orders too that you pick them off in. Like there's no storyline through it, right?
no, each episode's totally separate, so
Man,
you
that
don't have.
plays right into my short attention span. I'm into this one
Yep.
now.
And the fact that they don't have to tie into like past Star Wars or future Star Wars, they can kind of get a
Mm.
little bit crazy with some of them. So we get one that's like sets up these the twins. So there's these two like Sith generals that sort of dueling with between each other to try and rule the universe, which is cool.
Mm.
Like I said, the first one is very like samurai spin and like very anime. Like it's probably the most anime of like what you think when you think anime
Mm.
visually. Episode 5 was probably my favorite overall. It's called The Ninth Jedi, and it's the one about like the lightsaber lore. So it's all about a lightsaber manufacturer, and he talks about how he's distilled the crystals so that when you turn the lightsaber on, it like lights up and shows you sort of a characteristic of the individual holding it. So
Okay.
it starts with he gets taken away, and his daughter has to deliver these lightsabers that he's made to the last Jedi, and she takes them and gets attacked on the way. So she starts using one, and it starts off like really dull, like gray. But then
Mm.
as she starts to sort of become more attuned to the Force and more powerful, it starts to like slowly turn green, and then towards the end, it like, is fully green. We see
Pretty
a
cool.
bunch of people that we think are Jedi, but then they get their lightsabers and they turn them on, and they're just bright red, so they're instantly like, oh, they're the bad guys.
Yeah.
It was just like such a cool like, oh,
I like
we're
that
in
side. I think
trouble
that'd
now.
be cool.
And
Really cool.
then episode 7 was sort of the most attuned to like a Star Wars story with the Master and Apprentice storyline
Yeah.
where they go out and try and solve this issue on this random planet that we've never seen before.
Okay. I don't know. That 15 to 20 minutes would be what would get me into it, I reckon. Have a look and see how it goes. And it's good enough for me to watch maybe one or two and then have a break and come back during the week or something. I reckon. So I'll definitely be jumping on and having a look at that now that you've managed to explain it.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they've sort of gone with that idea of obviously animes are pretty expensive medium to make
Mm.
stuff in, so they've just gone, you only have to do 15 minutes, but just tell us a complete story in that time. And it's a great way to introduce people because, like, if you're a Star Wars fan, you're going to enjoy the stories basically just because they're Star Wars. But if you're
Mm.
an anime fan of any of these particular studios, you'll check that out and get into it. And then for general non-Star Wars fans, like, it's a nice little introduction where it's not like I have to watch a 2-hour movie.
Yeah.
Is 15 minutes. If I don't enjoy that, then I can just dip out. It's not a huge loss.
Yeah, that definitely sounds good. I reckon I'm going to give it a go.